Hello out there, my name is James, and this is the first video of my learning project in which I am doing my best to learn how to play the ukulele. As you can see, it is nice and full of good old Saskatchewan pride, those Saskatchewan Rough Riders, gift from my parents. And I want to give a shout out to Justin Guitar, thank you so much. I'm going to be showing what I learned through watching his first video on how to play the ukulele. So, let's begin. So, just some basic things that he talked about. He talked about positioning of the ukulele when you're playing it. It's actually, instead of holding it with just the left, in this case, I'm left-handed, so I don't know if you noticed. It's just you have to hold it with both hands, both the strumming hand and the the fret hand, the one that you place on all the frets over here. It's an awkward balance between the two, and I'm still getting used to it myself. Secondly, he talked about strumming. So I found that when I first picked up the ukulele, the easiest way to strum consistently was with my thumb, but that actually only gives me good downward strumming. It's much more difficult to get a good sound coming back up, where Justin, he recommended using the index finger on the strumming hand. So here you can go down in it, and actually I talked to my brother who's very good at ukulele, and he said yeah, he uses his index finger as well, because you get a good plucking sound going down. Sounds like an actual pick like you would use, and as well you can do good plucking it back this way. So it sounds pretty nice going down and up. So I'm still working on that. I still find myself accidentally using my thumb, and at some point somebody point out, oh, I'm accidentally using my thumb right now. Alright, so the chords. Well, first things first, we'll talk about the strings. As you can see, the ukulele has 4 strings, and the way that they are tuned is using, they're tuned with this string on the top here. I'm going to refer this as the top and this is the bottom. I don't know if that's the correct terminology, but I just will right now, and I'll point, so should be good. So this one on the top here is a G, this big guy here is a C, and then we have E and A. So it's G, C, E, A. So that's how I've been tuning it. The strings are made of vinyl instead of metal, so they actually go to tune pretty easily, so it's nice that I have a little tuner here on the end with the ukulele option, so I can go through and tune. Oh, see here it's saying the G might be a little flat. Oh, there we go. Anyway, so that is the strings. All right, so in addition to teaching some basic holding patterns and strumming, he also taught 4 very basic chords that, when used together, actually can be used for a variety of different songs, because a lot of different songs use the same sort of chord progression. So he first taught how to do the C, which is the one that I was playing earlier. So we look at this bottom string over here, and we only place one finger down, because we're actually only placing on one, and the rest of the strings are open. Open meaning that we just don't put a finger on the string. So I'm just going to look at this bottom string and put it on the 3rd fret. And so the fret here is this little bar you can see. So put it right before the 3rd fret. As you can see, we have the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, and that's how it's measured in using guitar. I have experience playing bass, and so some of this is very familiar to me, but I'm still learning on some of the other aspects. So we have our 3rd finger on our 3rd fret here. I'm putting my 2nd finger on. You can put your 3rd. I don't think it makes a big deal. You won't want to use your 1st because you want that for different chords. So here's a C chord. Not a Laura C chord, but just a normal C chord. Very pleasant sounding. Alright, I think the next one that he taught us was actually how to play an A minor. Also a chord that only requires one finger on one fret, but instead of it being on the bottom here, it's actually on the top. So I'm going to take my middle finger and place it on the 2nd fret up here. As you can tell, it's definitely a minor chord. It has sort of that, not evilly, but just sort of a, the sound that a minor makes. It's really cool. Not like an old minor and looking for gold. Anyway, next we have the F chord, which is really easy. It does have 2 fingers, but it's actually the same as an A minor, but then in addition to putting my second finger on the second fret of the first string, I'm going to put my first finger on the first fret of this third string here. So here's my A minor, and here's my F. So F is actually really easy to play in a ukulele, unlike if you've ever heard in guitar. It's much more difficult in guitar just because you require a lot more fingers and strange positioning. So we got our C, got our A minor, we got our F. Sounds pretty nice. And the last one he taught was G. G is a very essential chord to a lot of things, and it works in this progression really well. Now, G is interesting because you need actually 3 fingers, so it's a little bit more difficult than the other ones. So we'll have 1 finger on the second fret of the second string, 1 finger on the third fret of the third string, and 1 finger on the second fret of the fourth string. So I hope pointing it out was able to help you a little bit. So I'm going to place my first finger on the second string, my second finger actually on the fourth string, and then my third finger on the third string because the third finger has to go to the next fret over. So there's our G chord. Ta-da! But that one is a lower G chord. Okay, that was really bad. So C, A minor, F, G, and as you see right there, I'm using my thumb just because in this case it's a little easier. Again, there's lots of ways you can play. He just had recommended using for first finger. So you can play that in a myriad of different ways. Actually, often you might hear it go C, G, A minor, F. I don't know if you noticed, that was very commonly used chord progression. If you recognize any songs that might use that one, that's okay because lots of songs use that one. And so I'll post a link in the description of the variety of songs that can use that chord progression, either using C, G, A minor, F, or switching it up in some way. And you can do that on a variety of different scales. This just happens to be in the C scale. So anyway, so as you can see, got some basic chords down, and I think after doing that I got 4 chords down. I'm going to do my best to set a goal. I'm going to set a goal for myself, and my hope is to be able to learn how to play all the major chords. So we have A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. I already got 3 of them down. I got C, G, and F. And then as well all the minor chords, because then from there I can play a lot of different songs and a lot of different keys, you might say. So this is the key of G. I said scale before, but it's key. So yeah, there we go. Yeah, it's cool. I like being able to learn just for the sake of learning. It's pretty fun. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you have a good day.